Evan, how are you doing? Welcome to Everything Culture.
Thank you.
Good, good.
I have a hair done yesterday.
That is beautiful. So, Heather, let me talk to my friends on the internet real quick, and it's a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah. By the way, this is the sister that you interviewed. That's one of her gremlins.
Oh, too cute. What's going on, beautiful people? It is Drake, B Drake with Everything Culture, the podcast for all cultures, the podcast for the purpose. Our mission statement comes in the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., which is he believed that men hate each other because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other, and they don't know each other because of segregation. And because of segregation, we have miscommunication. So we created this podcast on the pillars of respect, communication, and consistency so we can get to know each other, so we can love one another. You can find us anywhere you type in Everything Culture. That's an A, not an I, on literally almost everywhere, like from Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Podbean, Good Pods, you name it. But thank y'all for tuning in. Every Sunday we come together at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to have our community conversation. So, in what we call our Sunday happy hours. And it's just mean to be happy, positive conversations, productive conversations to get to know, once again, how we support one another, how we continue to see what's going on in society, community, our feelings and thoughts and perspectives, and how to have an understanding for progress. So, but we have fun, we talk noise and things, but the main thing we step on is our pillars. Once again, respect, communication, consistency. So welcome. So we got some new faces in here, and we got some of our regulars. I would still consider Pinky a new one, even though you've been in second time. But I want to say hello, Khadijah. How are you doing?
I am well, laying on my couch.
Oh, relaxing. Okay.
Living my best life.
We appreciate you. And Khadijah, you're from Trinidad, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently in Trinidad?
Nope, I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh, in Brooklyn. Okay, side. All right.
Usually people who live in NYC never say they live in NYC. They always say I live
Brooklyn. Trust me, we've had quite a few people from Brooklyn that has blessed the airwaves here at Everything Culture. So we appreciate you coming on too. And Pinky, how are we doing?
I'm doing great. And let me correct you, it's my third time here.
Oh, third time, my bad.
I'm 3 times in. Thank you.
Appreciate you. It's one of the things when we asked you when you at the church, we asked you to stand.
Like, I am not a visitor anymore.
What's up, Jaya? Hey, Brittany. Hey, Court. Hey, Christian. Hey, Will.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, goddamn.
I'm so glad to be here.
What? This voice. Is that Will gracing us with his presence?
I almost spit this beautiful concoction all across this room, man.
Yeah.
How you gonna try to have a deep voice and be bashful at the same time?
What you mean? That's just me. You know that, Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl.
Baby.
How was church tonight?
Oh
man, but appreciate y'all coming through. You feel me? But yeah, so what did I say we was gonna talk about earlier? I'm open to any discussions. How y'all doing? Once again, temperature check. How we feeling? Are we feeling great? We feeling all right? Are we feeling like, oh damn? Can I hit the reset button?
I'm good.
Feeling pretty good today.
We good. I like good. Feel like taking a nap. You already laying on the couch. You might as well. Like as soon as by the next 30, 45, let us talk you into rest. How about that? Let me put my wheel. Let us talk you into rest.
Tell my 6-year-old and my 11-month-old that I need a nap.
You got to work with that. I'm like most individuals, like kids. Nah, I'm sorry. You about to push us to the next. Brittany, you've been gone this whole time. You should have said something. You missed a whole lot didn't happen. Did y'all see that little boy biting that table? What the hell?
Wait, you said a little boy biting the table?
I saw it on your post.
Yes. I was just so befuddled. I was like, baby, child, what are you doing? Where
Why
is
was
this caregiver?
why was the baby biting the table? I need like the context
It's
of
just
the
that.
situation.
It was just a little boy. Like, and the thing is, the caption is, "Teachers, are you ready to go back to school?" Oh my God, y'all ready to go back to work?
No.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I looked at that. I was like, hey, shout out to our teachers. I couldn't do it. Let me tell you that. Hold on, let me find it.
Yeah.
I tease my teacher friends all the time because I used to work in the Board of Education. And man, every time they're like, "Oh, Will, come work," I'm like, and then the summer's over, I'm like, "So, how you feeling about this next year coming up?" They just look at me. They just look at me, and you're like, "Shut the heck up."
Man, I'm like that, but this right here, like, when I tell y'all, I laughed for so long. Me choking was real. I was like, I couldn't breathe because y'all don't understand. It took forever for me to post the video because I was laughing so hard.
You got to post a picture so people can have.
Oh, I'm about to do that right now. I'm about to do that right now.
Okay.
But when I tell y'all, people was like, "You got to drink some tea now." Like, I was laughing till I was hoarse. I lost my breath because I was like, it just made no sense for this child to be doing this. But and I'm glad people in the comments were talking because they said, "I did this as a kid." You the problem.
Those are the worst. The 2 years that I taught elementary out of my whole career, 2 years that I taught elementary, the worst for me personally, not speaking for everybody, was the little ones, kindergarten.
Do you see he got his all four of his teeth on this
I don't see
table?
it on here. Did it pop up for anybody else here?
No, not yet.
No, it's black.
No, not yet. It's still, yeah.
Oh, it does say it's paused. They did it the other night. Huh. That's weird.
I will say.
Are you clicking the right thing? You gotta make sure you're clicking the right.
I'm clicking on Chrome and I click share, and that's all you usually have to do. But I think it's something with TikTok is blocking you from sharing the screen.
There it is.
Can y'all see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Not you choking for real.
Oh my God. Y'all don't understand the struggle with me to post. Look at his teeth. Look at him. Why would you do that?
Got the Colgate grip.
Those are the worst. Them little kids that bite everything. They don't just bite tables. They bite your ankles. They bite you. They bite other kids. I'm telling you, some of these kids, man.
Look, last year I started off in the pre-K class with 29 kids. I tell this story all the time because I'm like, that was the worst fucking experience ever. And I was the only one in the classroom. Like, I did not have
29.
Yes.
What grade was this?
Huh?
What grade was this?
This was pre-K.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no, that's a violation.
It is. And I have videos of kids jumping off of the bookshelf. Like, I've gotten been slapped, hit, chair thrown at, everything under the sun. That was the worst. And I was like, you know what? My heart goes out to the pre-K and kindergarten teachers because that is just horrible.
Yeah, y'all would just have to be mad at me because y'all little nephew is getting whooped at the school and possibly at home. Don't be embarrassing me like that.
I'll be asking why, because if he's doing it at school, he's doing it at home. That's always been a belief of mine.
Not true.
He's doing it. He's biting.
Not according to the parents.
No,
when you tell the parents, they're telling you that their child's perfect at home. I don't know why he does this. He must have got it from his classmates. I don't know why he does this at school. He never does this at home. Wow.
Let me tell you. Can you imagine being like that? Me. Once again, just reading your assignment keys, but I understand. I ain't never been a paid educator. Okay, let's say that. I can imagine reading something at my desk or turn around and looking and see. I would have screamed. Cause he looked like he snuck up and did that. He looked like he did a.
First of all, he had to do it long enough to take the picture, so he was up there for a minute. He probably wouldn't stop fighting it.
Yeah, that probably was a habit of his. He probably did that constantly.
Yeah. What probably is, she probably was on her phone and looked up and like, look at this shit. That's what probably happened. Like, I only
had one elementary student actually hit me. And I haven't had any bite me, but I've heard of them biting. I've had one hit me, and we're not gonna talk about what happened after that because we're probably live.
We are on YouTube. Yes, we are.
Okay.
We're on YouTube.
Praise the Lord. I won't be talking about the rest of that. But for the rest of the time, I decided after that hit that I wasn't doing elementary no more. Like middle school was my sweet spot. High school was cool too, but middle school was my sweet spot. Those are my babies. But elementary, nah, man, they come with germs and issues.
So, who in here, by a show of virtual hands, have been a teacher? Okay, we got 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got 3. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all here with Everything Culture. Thank y'all for your contribution into our community and society. We wouldn't make it without y'all. Thank y'all. Seriously, y'all are beyond awesome. Okay, especially doing the extra work that other teachers may not. Y'all, like, once again, we appreciate the boundaries that you said too. But man, whew, coming up, I've had some good teachers. I've had some not so good teachers, and it shows. I've been doing a lot of thoughts. I was watching Temptations movie earlier and I was just thinking about segregation, desegregation, how schools are now. From me going, I've been to predominantly Black schools, I've been to predominantly white schools, I've been to furthered my education, college and things of that nature. And I'm just like, man, I know I could do it, but I couldn't do it. Because as someone our good friends were saying a second ago, these kids, they go try you. But the ones who don't, like even the ones that try you still need you, But I just think about some of the kids and me growing up, I'm like, man, y'all were always horrible in school. And now you're horrible as an adult. And I'm like, why are you surprised? That's my thing. Like, I'm not surprised. I went to school with you. I know these teachers probably looking back like, I knew that little motherfucker wasn't gonna be shit. But at the same time, some teachers will count you out, and now you're doing great. But the teachers that I shout out, man, I did a giveaway like 2 years ago, and I really reached out to teachers that's been in my life and just community members that just made such a difference, because I can only imagine, like, let that little boy that's biting that dish right now, where he will be in the next 18 years.
I will say that teaching is one of the few professions that I've always said you have to, or you should, be passionate about it and love it to do it, especially in America, because they pay pennies, which means, they show you how much they care about children's education by how they pay the teachers. Mm-hmm. And that's one of those things that you're not doing it for the money. So you have to actually be passionate about it and love it, or you should. There are a lot of teachers who hate it, and they just do it until they get into the retirement. They can do whatever. And there are people who love it. They spend their own money. I know y'all hear stories about it all the time. Teachers just spend their own money to decorate their classrooms and their own money for supplies, and they go out of their way. They work all hours of the night of grading papers and then staying for after school things, games, all that stuff. I don't know a single teacher that just worked during his teacher hours. You know what I mean? Until 3 o'clock. So you really do have to love it. That's a big part of the reason why I got out of it, because I didn't think it was fair to my students anymore, because I had grown not only to dislike my job, but to hate it, to despise it, especially after COVID in Florida. You know what I mean?
Absolutely understand. Hold on, before we go, anybody else like to add?
All I'm saying is...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sexy Bill.
No,
go ahead, Will. Okay, then I'll go ahead.
Okay.
What I'll say is I could never be a teacher. It is not my ministry. It would never be my ministry. I wouldn't even teach me. I wouldn't even teach my kids. It's not for me. Because I'm Trinidad, and we do have corporal punishment in Trinidad. We just beat them.
Yeah.
Can't do that here. I can't. Not for me.
You ain't gonna get tired of doing that though?
No, you don't get tired, because they give you the strength to beat them again.
We could come back to that. Like that's because it's conversation. Like, for instance, when me growing up, I think I'm talking about this since not too long ago, that I got hit once while I was in school. And it was I didn't dress out. I forgot to put on my basketball or my gym shorts, something like that. Really, did I need licks for that? Nah. But they did give me an option. It was showing discipline. They gave me an option. I was beat every week. I was rude as hell. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that too. But the thing is, I took them licks just because I wanted to play dodgeball. If it was like If we was playing some other game like soccer or something like that, I would have been like, nah, I'm good. Okay, Khadijah, you saying exactly what I'm talking about. You say you was beat every week, you was rude as heck. Heck no, it ain't help. I'm still rude, and I used to fight. So it didn't serve the purpose. It didn't do what it was supposed to do. You feel
Well,
me?
let me stop you. It stopped me in the instant for that day. But then there was always tomorrow. Because I used to fight all the time. I went to all-girl Catholic school. They were rude as hell. And I had to let you know that you're just not going to talk to me, that you want to talk to me, and I'm going to smack you.
Cool, you was using.
So then when I smack you, I used to get in trouble.
so it was just like everybody go beat each other.
There you go.
You go beat them, you will get beat for beating them.
Yeah, because if me defending myself made me get in trouble, I'm still going to come back and beat you up because I just get beat because you hit me and I gotta hit you. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just
it's just gonna fight. It's the cycle.
Fight.
Now, I'm not here to say what's right and what's wrong, because once again, I believe in a certain type of redirection for all, but it's not effective for everyone. I always say you got to find out what's effective. It's effective. What's effective? I'm telling you what's effective. Because now with some, like once again with me, you didn't have to, like if I made a problem wrong, you ain't got to whoop me. Just tell me what I did wrong and I work from there. And that's why I love hearing about Caribbean. That's what we do with everything culture. What is different from what culture? And what do you want to hold on to your culture? And what do you want to adjust to change in your culture as well? Yeah. But we're still learning. Christian, you have a corporal punishment story as well. Please share.
Before I do, Will had something to say.
Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you.
No, I was just saying that I left. I kind of just left. Not defeated, but exhausted from teaching, you know what I mean? And things like that, because it was around during the time, Bloomberg and them and the way
he's
they
from
were
New York,
coming
by the
after.
way.
I'm from New York. Sorry. And so
who the hell is Bloomberg? But I'm smart.
He's rich now. I'll put it that way. He became mayor and became richer. But it was just the fact of me. At the end of it, it just became about the kids because they weren't giving us support like we needed to, and then every time we would get at that point in time, getting the reading and test levels to, I think I forgot it was like 2s and 3s to from 1s and 4s, things like that. Getting up and having a high percentage, and they were still closing schools. So it's like they had all these plans, that they didn't matter what we were doing. And it wasn't about the kids. It was about the setting up of infrastructure so that they could do what they want. And that just drained the hell out of me, because I'm sitting here watching my little brown brothers and sisters, not reap the full benefits of having, not having a full support. So a lot of the support came from the actual teachers or the people that cared. And that's why I was glad to leave. So I was like, I applaud the people that are teaching now. I'm just like, for me, like, I don't know, it take a little bit before I get back into teaching, or it just have to be like a specific program or things like that before I go back to do a teaching thing. But I applaud teachers, man, for real. You guys are the backbone, for real.
Seriously.
You guys should be paid like superstars.
Same thing with the caseworkers. So, because I would tell people right behind the teachers, it's the caseworkers. And I saw somebody left a message in one of the comments. It was like, it was a caseworker that was like, oh, I'm getting ready to the caseworkers and the parents are ready to send these teachers back to the parents. Send these kids back to the teachers. I'm like, as a caseworker, shut your ass up. I want to say that so bad. I was like, the teachers are gonna be just as stressed as you, and if something you better be. I'll tell CPS caseworkers. I don't think I made a video fully about that. You better be friends with the school age. When the school age kids, you better be friends with their teacher. They'll pay attention to that faculty. Because trust me, you don't want them call if they call that foster parent. Shout out to the caseworkers too. I know I was gonna say yeah, but I don't use that word. They're gonna be in the schools too. Exactly. Well, I paid something off. Oh shit. Okay. Shout out to Credit Karma. Shout out to them. But no, did y'all ever get, let's say, suspended from school? And do you feel like you
because
deserve
even though I used to fight, I was a head prefect of the school, so I used to like rule all the kids and stuff.
Okay.
Because I was a great student, so I never got suspended.
Love that.
The closest to suspension was I had ISS once because I allegedly started a fight.
That's suspension. So don't say, "Oh, I came close to it." No, you were suspended. It's okay.
I've never been.
You had to go to school.
In school suspension.
I've never been suspended, but I've gotten detention several times.
Okay. See, I think I've gotten detention once or two. I've been suspended maybe twice. Yeah, and usually for fighting.
I was the detention queen. Me and the detention teacher were best friends because I lived 5 minutes from the school, and they expected me to be at the school in class at 7:30 every morning.
Oh,
it's not going to happen.
You sound so much like Afton Drake. It's ridiculous.
I was opposite. I was 5 minutes from school, but I would go home. So I could escort suspension because I would ditch. I lived around the corner from the school.
See, I used to ditch too.
I never had a behavior detention. It was always because I was late. I did have in school suspension one time, but it was because of the many detentions that I got. You know, teachers loved me. I was just late all the time.
See, people gang, like what Brittany just said. When I said, you know what, why am I having this conversation on YouTube? I never skipped. I was an elite student. I just remembered I was about to say. I was about to say the way I used to I had a cousin that was a security guard. And so I was like, he used to like, I got you, go ahead. Tell Auntie, I said, hey, you know, the kid focus said, woo, woo, woo. Slide on out of there. As soon as I got, man. And the thing is, the teachers are cool with me. You know, I hate because a lot of teachers are dope. Like, especially my senior year. I don't remember my senior year being on campus. Let me tell you that. I remember it was to the point where I went, you know, I worked a job at that time. And the teacher used to say, hey, I'll let y'all out early. As long as y'all don't stay on campus, you cool. Because you stay on campus, what does that mean?
The teacher let y'all out and they not doing their job.
Bingo. But this wasn't detention. Once again, I wasn't a detention like that. I'm gonna say that again. This was a different program. But it was always the dumb ass motherfuckers that don't listen and mess it up for everybody. You can go down to Jack in the Box, go down to Sonic. You can go anywhere, but just don't be on campus. But y'all want to stay and hang, because you know what? A lot of people went to school to make friends and not grades. But anyway, maybe I'm sounding old right now.
I'm about to say, you sound like the teachers. You sound like us. You're not in school to make friends.
That's how I was.
Let me tell you my corporal punishment story real quick. So, second grade. I was in second grade. And I'm from Miami. I went to a private school. Everybody was Cuban at the school with me. I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but y'all know what it is in Miami. Everybody was Cuban at the school with me. And like one other black boy, he thought whatever. Anyway, so there was these twins I used to hang out with, Ronald and Raymond. If y'all listening, shout out to y'all. Ronald and Raymond. I don't know why I used to hang out with these boys, but we used to have the best time. So they were Cuban kids, but they were Afro-Cuban, so they were still black.
They were black.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
But you know, at home they didn't call themselves black child.
No, but anyway, they were black. But go ahead.
They were. So anyway, me and Ronald and Raymond, for some reason, we decided to have a rock fight with one of the teacher's sons, Ruby.
Oh.
I couldn't stand that little boy. So anyway, he was an evil little
oh shit! So hey, sound like a lot of the truth is about to be.
Whatever. Anyway, we had a rock fight. Literally, we had a rock war. And
wait! I thought you said water fight. A rock fight.
No. ROCK.
So y'all with okay? That changes everything. But continue.
And I'm sure you know how it ended. One of us, I don't know who threw the rock. I don't know who threw the rock, but somebody busted his boy's eye open. He had to get taken away in an ambulance. So we all got in trouble, and they had corporal punishment. Yeah, they had corporal punishment at the school, but nobody ever actually got hit. It was just a threat, right? But because we busted a boy eye open, he had to go see in the ambulance. They whooped Ronald and Raymond with a paddle, and then they were like, "Your turn," and I'm a girl. I'm like, "You can go hit me." And they literally were like, "You're either gonna get hit or you're gonna get in whatever type of trouble." I called my mama, who was also a teacher at another school. She came up there. She said, "Even though I'm in the wrong, you're not gonna hit my child." Blah blah blah. Long story short, I ended up having to leave the school, but they didn't hit me. That's my corporal punishment.
What was it?
Was like, "You're not gonna hit her."
Yeah, and that's usually a degree too. When was it? Who was spanking them? Was it a male or a female?
A male principal.
No.
Yeah. My mom was like, "No." Even though she agreed to have me go to school, but of course she didn't expect that I would actually get
in trouble. Did you get a whipping at home for it?
Of course. Listen,
okay.
We're not gonna talk about whoopings at home. Child, that was my life.
Hold on,
I had a switch in every room in the house and on the dashboard.
We talked about that's why I asked the question on Everything Culture. How were you disciplined growing up? It doesn't mean you have to be spanked, but how will you redirect it? See, you had whips in tape. Now that's more and more I hear stories make me not want to whip my kids. Let me tell you that. And you asked me 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, I've been like, I'm gonna whoop my kids, hands down. Woo, woo, woo. Now I'm like, nah. So there's no historical effect of it. Hey, you said it right there, Khadija. Maybe that's why you're in therapy right now. Because when I be hearing like how they used to think that, like, braided switch, why do you need a braided switch? That's some shit you do when you bored.
There is a lesson in each stitch. Okay.
In each stitch.
Exactly. What was the lesson in each?
That's what I was gonna say. Tell me. Tell me how many whoopings y'all got, and you remember more of the lesson than the whooping.
The lesson was don't do that shit again, and I did not do that shit again.
It didn't work with me. Like once again, I didn't need that. I didn't need it.
Every child needs this different discipline. That's the thing.
Some kids to go outside to pick my own switch. That let me know right there. Do not try my grandma. Not that way.
But see, I was the kid that got whoopings every week, and I literally got beat with a switch, multiple switches all the time, every week, and still ran my mouth. And listen, I used to get my mama literally didn't have to exercise because her exercise was beating me. I hate to say it, but I never learned. My sister needed to get hit. Actually, my sister needed to see me get hit to not miss me. My sister never ever really got hit. It was me, and I never learned. You know what used to hurt me? Disappointment used to hurt me.
You said that. So my thing, if you tell me why it doesn't make sense, I wouldn't do it. I would say, okay, that is stupid. Like that's dumb. When it made sense that like that's dumb or something else, or you can point out, well, your uncle so and so does it. You want to do that? Absolutely not. Hell no. Nah. You just need to show me an example what would get me. Now, if nobody else showed me that, I would do that. Like for instance, the time I left my shorts in the locker, it was something simple. I'm like, dog, I just didn't get my shorts, man. Let me go back and get them. No, you late, you out of time. I'm like, damn. But they gave me an option. Do you want to sit out? You could sit out and miss all the PE. And once again, that day they had dodgeball. That's not going to happen. We go ahead and take these 3 licks. And
the fact that you got hit so that you can get hit by balls is hilarious to me.
Man, hey, wow. I was being competitive. Wow. I was in that bit.
Like, let me tell you, so I can get hit. Or so I can
let me tell you,
That's a different type of hit.
I've had whoopings before. You feel me? So I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna be shit. Whatever. And white man with that goddamn paddle. God damn.
And he was white, bro. I'm sorry. No. No, some people might not think it makes a difference. Nah, I can't. I don't know. I don't have children.
So for instance,
I don't know. I couldn't do it.
For instance, my uncle was the principal of that school. So he was good with me one day because I didn't want to go to school. You know, that in them days where you mad, he came out in the front, blah, blah, blah. And he was like he probably wasn't gonna whoop me, but he in front of the damn school, he like, you'll get your ass in this classroom or I'm gonna whoop your ass in front of the whole school. And I'm like, man, fuck you. Let me go to this class. Like so went in. But that once again, I didn't even get the whooping, but when I start seeing the example and what's necessary, I don't need that. Some people believe that I need to put my hands on you to get, and I do have some of that, because once again, if you give me the option, I'll take a whooping if necessary. But you give me the option how I want to learn. But I'm gonna get the picture, you know. That's my thing. Somebody got mad at me the other day. That shout out for them listening to my episode. They've been, oh my God, I think she goes by Optimistic. I can't think of the rest of the name, but has been listening to the episode. She went to listen to the makers of Mr. D713. Then she had a bunch of questions about my relationship with my mom. And I kept telling her, I said, if you want that, you need to listen to my Mother's Day episode from last year. But case in point, when she listened to the makers of Mr. D713, she couldn't believe one of my last whoopings in life. I told my elders, like, hey, can y'all either just whoop me and shut up, or just, you know, like, what we gonna do here? Like, y'all, I understand I did it wrong, but please stop nagging. Once again, I'd rather take a whooping any day than fuss and just whine. Please, put me out my ministry. Punch me if you have to, but just stop talking. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. That was me.
No.
Okay. I'm not perfect. Once again, I had a smart mouth as a child. That's where my ass was usually come from, with my mouth. I would see adults do dumb shit, and I'd be saying that was stupid. Like, now I'm telling you, that was me. Like, still to this day, I'm like, did you think that was a good idea, Mom? Like, wrong. I wasn't biting tables and shit, but I'll be looking at that kid like, what the hell wrong with him? What the hell wrong with these? You leave me around these monsters? I don't know if y'all saw the video of the little boy crying because he was going to pre-K and his daddy and them were leaving him. That was me. And because the reason I was crying, because I'm like, you see these monsters, these imbeciles, you leave me, we was watching Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers having a good time at the house, and you bringing me here? What y'all about to do? We was chilling, watching Wheel of Fortune.
Right.
And you took me out of the comfort of our home to bring me around these motherfuckers. Do you see what they doing? I thought we were cool. That man, one of the comments, they wish they could make little kids sentient and remember, like, get their full adult selves and put their minds back and go back and look. I was dumb as shit at that moment. I think that's wisdom right there. I think that's what wisdom is. Because sometimes I be looking like that was dumb. Like, immediately before I even do it, that'd be dumb shit if you do that. Don't do that. Except for that time.
That's probably why you didn't respond to the whooping. That's probably why you weren't. It doesn't sound like you were the kind of kid that whooping would have been effective with. You know what I mean? Some kids, I don't know. Some people say that some kids respond well to whooping. I don't know.
I was scared of it.
Lazy parenting.
I wasn't scared of it either. I had the expectation. If I did something wrong, I would expect it. So let's go ahead and get it out of the way.
If you're asking for it, you literally said, just go ahead and hit me and get it out of the way. So obviously you're not scared of it. You're like, please just hit me.
And I think when I did it, they looked up. It was like, and I was like, ain't y'all tired yet? Like y'all ain't tired yet.
And that just pissed them off even more.
But I came to them respectfully though. If that makes sense. I came to like, hey, take away my toys, take away this, but it's whooping me. And I know I did wrong, handled it. But when I didn't feel like I was wrong, that was the problem. And being that quote unquote child space, it was hard.
It is.
And yes, Christian, we're gonna talk about the slavery and whooping child connection.
I mean, we don't have to, but I feel like that. How can you avoid it? You know?
No, that's where we at. Hold on, my mom said she cried because I walked away happy and told her bye. Oh, see, when you break that spirit.
Yeah, I'll never forget the time. I remember my last whipping. I was older or whatever. I had messed up. I had messed up.
You said older or whatever. We need an approximate age.
I'll say like maybe like 14 or something like that.
Okay, yeah, that should be about time. Okay,
but I hadn't had a whipping in a long time. But it was like I had messed up with school or whatever, and then so she get the belt, whatever. So I know I'm wrong. So I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, let me just take it because that's, it was my fault. So I'm sitting there and I'm taking she hit me with the belt, whatever, my back, you know, she get that one, you know, you ever get hit in the one part of your back on your spine and your whole body just
hold on, you got to get the curve.
Yeah, like, oh, like I'm like, oh, like I don't feel nothing after that. It's just like, oh God. So doing that, so she's doing that, I'm just taking it like a G, right? And so my mom goes, oh, so you acting like, and I'm like what? Like, right. So, but she's thinking I'm, you know, like, you know, I'm trying to be a man, you know what I mean? I'm just, you know, whatever. I'm not. So what I start doing, right? I start fake crying, right? Or I start crying a little bit just to, you know, satisfy the I start crying so that she could, you know, be appeased. And then when I start crying, she says, oh, so now you want to be loud and crying. Yo, I literally stopped, stood up, and I looked at her and I said, you got to choose what you want because I can't do both. And let me tell you something, when she heard that, she lost it and started crying, laughing. I was like, I'm like, and she lost. I was like, man, I'm wrong, but like, you know, you gotta let me know what you want, you know.
And I respect it. Like, and this is okay. Thank you for being here, Will. Because as a guy, as a man, okay. Like you at the age 14, Will. Mine was like 12, and I was like, "Yo, man!" It was like her and my grandma were trying to back tag team on me and shit. And they both was wore out. Like they went, and they broke the belt. That's what really thought when they broke the belt, and like the belt broke. And I was like, and I was laughing. I was like, "Hey, man, we can talk about this." So, like, we really ain't got to do all this extra shit. You know, that's all we really on. You know. And it was like, golly. See, but I want to talk about this too. Now, see, this is all from the women. I think everybody in here from the majority got the licks from the women. The last one, the mothers. Okay, but man, I never got whooped by my father, not once in life. And I was around. He didn't believe it. We talk about it all the time. You wasn't like that. I didn't need whoopings. That wasn't gonna be effective with me. Wasn't necessary. But like, will they that laugh? Cause that's my grandma and my mom did. They were laughing. I'm like, y'all really even want to whoop me? Y'all just doing this to y'all fucking y'all bored. Yeah, it was like y'all just came together. Well, we got to whoop them. Cause when I talk to my friends now, they don't want to whoop their kids. They don't want to spank their kids. They just feel like they have to do it.
But you know what it is? It's also the feeling of, I want to make sure he's not getting too big for his britches and he's getting older. So there's that, I don't want to call it.
It's ego. I think it's a sign of ego.
Well, I know, but I can only speak for mine, but it was more of, I know he's getting older. I want to make sure he still respects me. You know what I mean? And doesn't, you know, because we know a lot of kids that were getting, you know what I mean? So it was
I know what you mean.
It was that, but I was just like, I'm wrong, you know, but like you got to choose what you want because
I'm talking to we're respectable men. You know, we respect our families, we respect our folks in the computer, we respect the women in our life and our peers. You did, and I understand. I'm having empathy. I'm putting my mind to set up a mother with boys. Okay. Welcome to this world, Jaya. It's gonna get to that point that like, hey, I love you. I fucked up, but all this physical trying to fuck me up ain't really good for me, you know? Like straight up, it's not really good for you either. Cause if you don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. Who told you that you just gonna have to beat me across my head all the time? Because you're trying to systematic, and that's the thing that I used to be told once again, being from the South, we whooping you, so we got to get a hold of you and whip you before these white folks whip you. Because that's gonna happen. So you're kind of psychologically preparing me to be beat, what we still see in the streets today. But at the same time, you need to prepare me how to fight it too. That's what I would, I don't blame them from teaching me a survival skill, but I do recognize like, yo, that's not what I'm gonna teach my kids, you know? That's my biggest thing. And that's why, and I'm glad Brittany put it right here. It is, and it's about having the open relationship with your kids, being a safe space for communication. Once again, what's the pillars of everything culture, y'all? Let's see if we can all say it together.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the pillars. My bad.
It's okay. You new here, but y'all teach Khadijah.
Respect, communication, and consistency.
It goes. It's effective for our relationships. I promise you that.
A plus for you. A plus for you.
I'm telling you. I'm from dating to friends to business to like hey, we gotta have a line of respect. You gotta respect me as your parent, the adult. I gotta respect you as a child. You could do some dumb shit as a child. I gotta respect that at times. You gotta respect that. I'm here to protect you and have to redirect your ass. And we have to have a communication about your thoughts and feelings. Having a conversation with a woman last week, talking about her child and something about like the birds and the bees. And she only told her son when she think her son was having relations, she just told him, I ain't raising no babies, or you can make babies very easily, this, that, and that's it. Just gave him like a 15-second talk. I'm like, you fucking up. You better be the first one to talk to him about it. Rather than he can learn from the streets.
No. My daughter, she's only 7, and I try to have as many open conversations with her as I can, because she's at an age to where, she's being influenced by a lot of everything on the internet. And of course, I monitor what she watches and what she views, but sometimes, things slip through or she'll see something, whatever. So I have to sit down and I have to explain to her. Like last week, there was a scene on, I think it was Grownish, where, 2 of the girls were kissing. And so, of course, she plays with Barbie dolls, and, there was an incident. So I literally had to sit her down and I had to talk to her about all of that stuff that's being portrayed on TV, on the internet, so that she doesn't mimic that stuff. She's a child. You're going to live a child life. That's what I want for you to do. But I'm going to have this conversation with you so that you know what is inappropriate and what is appropriate.
No, I love that. And going to I'm glad you say something's going to slip through. A lot of things going to slip through. I can't imagine being a kid right now in this age of information. Okay, hold on. And just quickly, we're going to let our YouTube folks, our family, that we're going to hop off YouTube, y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We're still going to be here on Zoom. Does anyone have any shout outs this Sunday? Any businesses, any platforms, any books, anything that y'all got to shout out to the folks?
I have a shout out real quick. If anybody's interested in Double Good popcorn, I'm still selling Double Good popcorn on my different social media sites. Christian.joy.d, Christian.joy.d on Instagram and TikTok and everything. Shout out to Everything Culture Podcast. Shout out to Cinephile Culture, which is a podcast that I do with Drake about movie reactions. We have a new episode coming out at some point in the near future. We got to talk about when. But subscribe to us on Cinephile Culture on YouTube, CinePhile Culture on YouTube. And that's it. Happy Sunday, y'all.
Yeah. Love it. I know Khadijah had to get them kids. Hope she listened to everything we said and be peaceful with them. But she said she don't work them. But okay. When we say we love y'all, we appreciate y'all.